What's up, everybody? Welcome back to episode, probably 13 or 14 of Vindication Sports. I'm your host, Jackson Hester, and I am really, really excited to get into this episode because today we've got a lot of great stuff to talk about. Week 2 of the NFL just wrapped up. It's as woke as ever. Hate that, but, it's aight. We got some decent games. I absolutely decimated my roommate in fantasy football. Life is feeling pretty good for the NFL. My team's pretty stout. I think I might have mentioned that I might do a little fantasy football team overview. But the one prevailing storyline that affected just about everybody's fantasy football team and everybody's real life football team is the absolute, and I already made a video about this for the NBA, but the absolute plague of injuries that hit the NFL. I mean, you got Saquon Barkley tearing his ACL, Christian McCaffrey, high ankle sprain, Michael Thomas is injured. Well, we'll see how he plays tonight. I'm pretty sure that game's about an hour in. I've been playing League of Legends like a degenerate, so I've had a terrible time, so I probably won't repeat that for a while. But we'll see how all of that plays out. My guy, Christian McCaffrey, he's my number one pick. Is unfortunately going to be on the IR, which is really sad. I always hate to see the injuries. It's really brutal. Nobody wants to see it. Nobody at all wants to see it. But yeah, I don't really know what else to say because you got like Nick Bosa. He got carted off the field. Devontae Adams got injured in the middle of the game. He's also on my fantasy team. He got, he could have come back in apparently, but he didn't. But yeah, so prayers up for all the boys that are injured in the NFL. I hope everybody makes a speedy recovery. Never like to see that on anybody. But there haven't really been too many crazy things. Tom Brady's 1-1 now. That's good. Tom Brady still never started 0-2 in his entire career, which is just impressive, honestly, because you're not always on a good team. I get he's been on the Patriots his whole career, so maybe he's a little bit of an exception to the rule, and maybe starting 0-2 is a little unacceptable with the types of teams he's been on, to be honest. But Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Bucks really look like they're starting to get it together. But we'll just kind of have to see how that storyline plays out. I don't know if many of you know the legend of Tom Brady, but when he loses week 1 in the NFL, he makes a Super Bowl 100% of the time. Feel free to look me up or to look it up. Fact check me a little bit, but I think Tom Brady might be on one. I just don't see how they don't make the NFL with that roster. I know that Mike Evans has been hurt, but he had a big game this weekend. So I'm just looking forward to seeing how the rest of that stuff plays out. Trying to think of any other really shockers. Kyler Murray, I'm pretty sure he's 0-2, right? He's my MVP pick. I know that Russell Wilson is really in that conversation. He should probably be the favorite to win that award, but I really love Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray's probably my favorite player. If I would have to just choose a quarterback, it's probably Kyler. I love me some Big Ben. My family's from Pittsburgh, so I'm a little tiny bit of a Steelers fan. I live in Atlanta, but I absolutely cannot be a Falcons fan because that is just a depressing life. I was thrilled with how the game went because I own Amari Cooper and I own Russell Gage, and that's like the highest over-under of the week for a reason. But how can the Falcons just choke that away? Like, it's just unreal. Dan Quinn needs to be fired. I think that's pretty evident. He had his dumb thing last year where he started off really, really terribly, and then was able to have his players rally for him, and save his job. which didn't need to be saved. I mean, he has a better roster than this. The Falcons just keep investing in the defense, and it keeps just being horrid. I'm not 100% sure what you do, but I know that you don't waste Julio Jones' talent and Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan, I think, is mid, but you can't be losing that game, Falcons. It's really cringy, really embarrassing. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it for the NFL. I don't really have much else to say about how the week turned out. It's still too early to really 100% be able to tell who's going to be the good teams, who's going to be the bad teams. So I want to move on to the NBA. There's only 2 series going on right now, and they are both absolute bangers. I love them both dearly, nearly and dearly. We got the Lakers and the Nuggets, and the Lakers just hit an absolutely world-rocking shot the other night from Anthony Davis. He definitely pulled out the Kobe Bryant that is buried deep within all of us, and let him pull that last one, because it was pure, baby. Step back for the win. It was electric. The Lakers blew away a 6-point lead in like the final 2 minutes, but when that first 20 seconds left on the clock, play didn't work, got blown up, and LeBron passed like Alex Caruso for the open 3. It's just sad, but when Anthony Davis takes a contested step back 3 for the win with 2 seconds left on the clock, inbounded by Rondo, it's just a different level of satisfaction. Chef's kiss. Anthony Davis absolutely silenced Charles Barkley, silenced the haters, silenced everybody, man. This guy's on another level. AD, this is what an MVP looks like, dog. This is what an MVP looks like. Speaking of which, we got the most jokey MVP of all time. Reminds me of when Dirk lost in the first round of the playoffs and he was the MVP. It's just like, come on, man. You guys, just please do better. Please do better. Like, we all know Giannis isn't the most valuable player. Giannis isn't even in my opinion, Giannis isn't even in my top 5. He's just not really built for the playoffs. He's got a complete system built around him. He's not a compatible player at all. Almost no synergies. His defense is completely overrated. Terrible. Why is your defensive player of the year not stepping up and guarding the guy who's going off? And why is he not taking the last shot? Why do we have Chris Middleton taking all the shots? I know he's injured, but come on, that series was over way before that happened. I just can't get. I just can't understand. Coach Bud, I don't know if this guy's really gonna ever be able to secure a championship, bring home a championship, because he really just, isn't it. He seems like he's got a really, really great understanding about how the regular season works. He can be like, all right, I can generate open shots. I can get X, Y, and Z to work for me, especially in the regular season. I don't have to draw plays up, really, because Giannis we're going to be 20 points in the lead by the third, because everyone's just not really going as hard. Nobody's challenging Giannis. Giannis doesn't have to. They just let Giannis get to the rim, basically, just so he never, I don't even know. It's like they play the whole regular season, and then every other team in the NBA keeps things in their pocket or up their sleeves for the postseason. They just pull things out of their bag, and guess what? It doesn't work anymore. You're gonna lose. And the lose they did. Yeah. Giannis is just, he's just not it. Chris Middleton is also just not it. Giannis is clearly a great player. You can't take away from him. But I will say he's not the MVP last year or this year. I wouldn't put him in that conversation. Maybe I'm being a little bit too hard on Giannis. He definitely deserves to be in the conversation, but the MVP should be an award. I understand it is a regular season award, but it should be a postseason award. You shouldn't be able to just shrink and disappear in the postseason. As an MVP, you need to be the guy that's depended on when things get extremely tough, and Giannis Antetokounmpo is just not that. And then for the Celtics and the Heat, when the Celtics, when the series started, I said Celtics in 6. I'm standing by that currently. The Celtics hang on to a win the other night. Their series resumes again tomorrow. But yeah, I think the Celtics will take the next game as well. I think they'll win tomorrow, and then I think the Heat. Well, they'll either win tomorrow or they'll win the day after that. If the Heat go up 3-1, it's probably going to be over. So I think the Celtics will want to avoid that and get the series to 2-2, and then if the Heat take Game 5, they can still win in 7, in my opinion. And if they take Game 5, they're just going to win in 6. But I still somehow think that the Celtics are going to end up coming out of this. The Heat probably are the better team. They've got the better finisher. They've got overall a better structure to them. More players that provide more utility. Obviously, a better team synergy. Brad Stevens is really not that good at controlling a locker room. He's really great about everything else, but Eric Spoelstra is probably the better overall coach just because he creates a better culture. But yeah, that's pretty much everything I wanted to say about, sports this week. A little bit of Eric Spoelstra drama, a little bit of, not Eric Spoelstra drama, a little bit of Marcus Smart drama. He went off on his teammates. They won the next game, so we'll see if this continues. Anyway, this has been Vindication Sports. I've been your host, Jackson Esther. Thank you guys for watching.